Hi everyone, welcome to my table. Today we're making a super savory vegetable steamed bun. Fluffy white buns bursting with umami-filled veggies that's both delicious and healthy. So, let me show you how. The dough for steamed buns is pretty basic. Just combine all-purpose flour with sugar, instant dry yeast, and lukewarm water. I like to slowly incorporate the liquid as I mix to help the flour absorb. Use your hands to bring the dough together. This will take a few minutes. Once the dough becomes one, leave it to rest so the gluten can relax. 10 minutes later, knead the rest of the dough for a couple more minutes. Then it'll be smooth. Cover and put it in a warm draft-free place to proof. In the meantime, let's prepare the filling. Get your hands on some greens. I'm using an Asian green called Yu Choy. This literally translates to oil vegetable. The taste is a cross between a Chinese broccoli and Bok Choy. It's tender and sweet and perfect for our steamed buns. Put some salt and a half teaspoon of baking soda into boiling water. The baking soda is to help keep the green color vibrant after cooking. Then blanch the stems first for a minute before submerging the leaves. Blanch for another minute and take them out. Run it under cold water. Once it's cool to handle, squeeze as much liquid out as possible and chop it up into small pieces. The next ingredient that brings a ton of umami flavor is the dry shiitake mushrooms. These will need to be soaked in cold water beforehand. They add a meaty bite and a deep savory note to the filling. Clean the mushrooms under running water to get rid of any sand or dust. For this recipe, I'm also using 5-spice firm tofu and spring onions. Chop the tofu as well as the mushrooms into small dices. Make sure to squeeze out any additional liquid from the mushrooms. As for the green onions, separate the whites from the green part. Chop both up separately because they will be used differently. Let's assemble the filling. In a large pan, add oil and put the white part of the green onion and slowly fry until the pieces are brown and crispy. Add in the diced mushroom to the fragrant oil and stir fry for a minute. Finally, add the diced tofu, stir fry for another minute, and take it out of the pan. Make the filling by combining all the vegetables, season with salt, white pepper, oyster sauce or vegetarian oyster sauce to keep this vegan, and lastly some sesame oil. Mix everything up and it's ready to go. An hour and a half later, my dough is proofed and doubled in size. The gluten network is well developed and we're ready to shape the buns. Punch out the air and knead the dough thoroughly for a few minutes at this point. This second round of kneading is super important to get that fluffy, white, light, airy dough that we're looking for in a steamed bun. Now, roll out the dough and divide it into 8 equal pieces. They should weigh around 50 to 60 grams each. Then prep each piece by kneading it into small balls with the palm of your hands. Leave them under plastic wrap so they don't dry out. When you have 8 little round doughs, go back to the first one and roll it out into a disc with the rolling pin. Try to roll it out so the edges are thinner than the center. This will make pleating easier. Now fill the dough with as much filling as you can. I put about 3 tablespoons of veggies and really packed it down with the spoon. Now hold the bun with your left hand and start pleating with the right thumb and index finger. Turn the bun with your left hand as you pleat with the right, pinching the folds together as you go. It's also helpful to use your left thumb to push the filling inward as you pleat with your right hand. When you get to the end, close the last fold by twisting and pinching the opening and all the pleats that you've done. This does take a bit of practice, but once you have mastered it, you can make all kinds of steamed buns with the same technique. Line the shaped bun with parchment paper and leave it into your steamer uncovered to rise in a warm, draft-free place for 30 to 45 minutes. You'll know when your buns are ready to steam when the dough slowly comes back out when pushed down lightly. Cover and put it on the heat. Once it comes up to steam, reduce the heat to medium and steam for 10 minutes. After it's cooked, don't open right away. Leave it to sit for a couple of minutes before lifting the lid. And there you have it, perfectly plump, soft, white steamed buns. The wrappers are thin, light, and airy. Rip one open and you'll have a tangle of savory veggies that make eating vegetables a pleasure. I like this even more than meat buns. You'll have to try them. And as always, go to yansfamilytable.com for the full written recipe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more yummy food ideas. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.